Hey everybody, thanks for visiting us on this Wednesday morning. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces with your forecast update. Hope everybody had a nice Christmas and probably a long weekend as well. So for a lot of us, I think back to the grind this morning. Unfortunately for today, especially later today, we do have the chance of some strong to severe thunderstorms, but most of this severe weather threat, and I think actually all of it, going to be after sunset tonight and probably even later than that. So for the daylight hours, we're looking okay here, but there's a look at the latest severe storm risk map. Just issued a few hours ago from the Storm Prediction Center. If you kind of kept up with the forecast yesterday, really not many changes to the map there. We do have that slight risk across mostly East Texas. It does extend as far east to include portions of Texarkana and also the Shreveport area. And these outlooks go from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. So it's not a midnight to midnight thing. It's a 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. thing. So what you're seeing there, most of this severe weather threat will actually play out after midnight tonight. Still looks like large hail, high wind will be our primary threats here. Could possibly see some isolated spin-up tornadoes. Again, I'm not worried about any kind of significant tornado threat for us today, but there's always that possibility. Could see a few brief spin-ups, and in addition, some heavy rainfall here, especially as we get towards tomorrow morning. So look at us this morning. We're very mild, 60 in Shreveport, 55 in Texarkana. Temperature-wise, feels great this morning, 58 in Longview. You see most of us in the mid to upper 50s, and we will stay overcast for much of the day today. That's a good thing. Today's one of those days where we don't like to see that sunshine pop up because the sun warms things up, and the cooler we can keep it ahead of those storms, that's definitely a positive for us. But you see most of us this afternoon into the mid and upper 60s, forecasting 68 with that rain chance really ramping up after about 9 p.m. tonight. So look at pinpoint Doppler. A few showers this morning have made their way through the Texarkana area. Those are moving to the north, so again, don't think rain will be much of a thing through the first half of the day here, but take the umbrella just in case, as we will see some pop-up showers as we go through the afternoon as well. There's the highs, mid to upper 60s, and other story today, we're going to have a breezy southeast wind this morning, not too bad, about 5 to 10 miles per hour, but expect those sustained wind speeds this afternoon in the 15 to 20 mile per hour range, and especially some gusty conditions once we get later into the afternoon. So look at the overall weather pattern here. You see pretty unsettled. We do have some thunderstorms to our north, and we do have some rain popping up in south and central Texas. Just these little kind of ripples or disturbances that are making their way through will bring that chance of rain showers today. And kind of the main player in the weather pattern is this upper level low back in Arizona, New Mexico. You see it's still a long ways away from us, but it will be making its way towards the Arklatex, especially late tonight, and that's when we'll see that threat for those thunderstorms to ramp up. So here we go on Futurecast. Notice basically just overcast for much of the day here. We'll see an overcast rain shower at times. Again, light rainfall amounts through the daylight hours. There's some storms popping up as soon as this evening. Have to keep a close eye on those. Again, tornado threat is highest with those storms out ahead of the main line. And speaking of the main line, you see it on the left-hand side of your screen there. It begins to make its way in again closer to midnight, and then kind of moves through here during the overnight hours. So we could see again these storms maybe ramp up in the Texarkana area, perhaps 1 to 3 in the morning. Same thing with Shreveport, maybe sometime between 2 and 5 in the morning. And even after we get to sunrise tomorrow, some of that rain still ongoing, and there will be a bit of a severe weather threat across the southern Arklatex, especially for Thursday morning, but it is going to kind of quiet down fairly quickly as we go through the day. That's good news for the Indy Bowl. So if you are headed out to the Indy Bowl during the afternoon, I think the heaviest rain will be off to our east. So look at your rainfall map here. Does continue to indicate we could see some 2 to 3 inch amounts across the entire region, perhaps the heaviest corridor of rainfall across deep East Texas up through Shreveport, Mosier to the Arkansas state line there. So again, some isolated flash flooding could potentially be an issue here, especially if you're driving out there on Thursday morning. And again, hopefully the rain will clear out of here by about noon tomorrow. We get a break on Friday. Friday will be a beautiful day for us, and then we do have a cold rain setting up Saturday. May get a little bit of a break late in the weekend, but some additional cold rain on the way for New Year's Eve and potentially into New Year's Day. But at this point, we do have those heavy rainfall amounts that we're going to watch, and could see some additional rain make its way in as we move through the next 7 days.